Hi, and welcome to Introvertebrates. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my sun beetle colony. If you saw the collection tour video, I did briefly mention them, but this video is all about the sun beetles, so if you're into beetles, this is the video for you. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so these are sun beetles. You can find sun beetles in the wild in Western and Central Africa. And these beetles are so much fun. They are diurnal, which means they are awake and out during the day, and they are very active in the vivarium. So if you like to see a lot of movement, a lot of stuff happening, sun beetles are definitely the beetle for you, or invertebrate for you, I guess. And again, these things are amazing. Since they are a normal beetle, and like most beetles, they are vegetarian. They eat different things, leaves. Their grubs eat rotten wood, but they will also eat a lot of vegetables and fruits if you offer them. I definitely offer mine a lot of fruits and vegetables, and we actually use them kind of like if we have anything going bad, going rotten, we'll give it to the sun beetles and then they'll eat it. And from what we've seen with these sun beetles, they seem to prefer getting a little bit maybe not rotten, but a little overripe when it comes to fruit and also vegetables actually. Of course, they prefer fruit since it's sweet and nice, but yeah. Again, I also provide them with some leaves to eat, and buried in the soil, it's a lot of different kinds of wood that's rotting, and a lot of, as you see in the enclosure here, it's a lot of branches and stuff, things that are being eaten and decomposing underground, and then that's excellent source of food for these grubs. So I got this sun beetle colony quite a while back. I think it's at least 3 years ago, and I initially bought maybe 10-20 grubs to use as a supplement for my predatory invertebrates, and I ended up hatching them to start kind of raising them and have more grubs available. But I fell in love with these beetles and I just kept them. Since I don't use these beetles or their grubs as food for any animal, I just keep them in a nice vivarium in the living room, and yeah, they're really cool, honestly. If you only had like tarantulas and scorpions and other predatory animals, which is of course a lot of fun, and as you might know, I do keep plenty of those. But having these vegetarian animals, these herbivores, it's so much fun too. And especially again because they're so active, and also I have a big colony. As I said, I started off with 10 or 20, can't remember exactly. I have added some later on, a little bit for getting kind of water out the gene pool there a little bit. But yeah, this colony now is grown immensely, and since I upgraded their vivarium to a larger one, the colony grew even bigger. And I used to have around 30. In the new vivarium, there's at least 50 sun beetles. So on warm days, when it's warm in there, I keep it around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. But on the warmer days, they are very active, and sometimes the males will fly, and they obviously don't have too much space to fly. And plenty of times I've had males fly out if I've opened the doors. They are incredibly clumsy flyers, and they look so much fun when they try to fly. But yeah, they don't usually get too far when they're flying. So, and of course, if they fly when I open the doors, I have to catch them. But they're very simple to catch. However, they will defecate on you most likely if you pick them up with your hands. And that's it's not their normal poop they put on you. It's a stinky liquid. It's stinky, it's sticky, but that's obviously their defense mechanisms. So they can't really bite you, and so they use this smelly defense mechanism rather. So like with most of my invertebrates, I don't handle them much. If you do handle them, they're pretty calm. I mean, if you grab them, of course, they're gonna get scared, but they're pretty calm if you handle them. But they will really grab onto you with their legs, and those legs have kind of sharp spines on them. It's not gonna hurt, but it's not pleasant either. And the reason they have those is because in the wild, they like to climb trees, so they will alternate between living in the trees, living high up, and also living underground. So they bury themselves down. So either at night they will hide in trees or bury themselves down. And I've seen this same behavior in this vivarium. I see them all over the place. They climb everywhere there's possible. Like if there's any way they can climb up it, they will climb. And they are skilled climbers. It's not like when they're flying. They are excellent climbers. Although they might look a little bit what's the word? Clumsy, I guess, when they're climbing sometimes. But for the most part, they are very good at climbing, and it is a lot of fun to see them when they pick up the pace. In general, they don't move very fast. They seem pretty calm about life and kind of just wander about, but sometimes it's like they are on a mission, which is also a lot of fun, and they really truck ahead towards something. For example, if they've gotten some new type of food or something, I've seen individuals kind of just march towards it, very determined, very quickly, and that's of course a lot of fun to watch too. So these beetles, they start their life as an egg, and then they grow into a larva, and the larva will grow larger and larger and larger until it would be pupating itself. And the pupae, I find them all over the vivarium. They tend to come up. If I dig down into into the substrate, I will find pupae down there, but very often I see them rise to the top, and sometimes they attach them to the sides of the vivarium, to some of the wood in there, or on the backdrop. They do kind of like move around even inside of it. It seems it's weird. I don't know how they're doing it, but they seem to be moving a little bit. The only thing I can think of is them kind of just bouncing inside of it to move it, because they do seem to pop up after becoming a pupae. And of course, inside of the pupae, they are doing this great change from a larva to a full-grown beetle. And if you are keeping these, and if you pick one of these pupae up, you have to be careful. They're not super fragile, but they can't handle you squeezing them or nothing. Then they'll break, and of course that's detrimental to that individual. Then they will most likely not survive. Also funny with these pupae, if you you see some of them here, but they are to me they look kind of like moose turds. I don't know if I'm the only one thinking that, but they definitely look like moose turds to me. That's how I see them. So if you keep them and you don't know what it is, and you see little moose turds in your sun beetle setup, those are pupae. I'm sure no one's made that mistakes, but I definitely have thought about it many times. So as I said, these beetles start off as an egg, and they generally have a lot of brothers and sisters, because a female can lay an egg pack with up to 180 eggs in the substrate. And it will take about 3 to 4 weeks before the larva will hatch. These are very tiny, only about 3 millimeters. And after going through molts, usually within the substrate, they will get larger and larger until they're actually larger than their beetle form. And going into the pupated form is usually after about 3 months. And from an egg to turning into a full-grown beetle will take about 5 months. And as a beetle, they generally live between 3 and 5 months. So obviously the ones I've had here, like this colony, I've had it for many years. So obviously none of the initial members are within the vivarium. They died off a long time ago, but they have reproduced. And I don't know how many generations this is, but it's quite a few. If I could remember exactly when I got them, I'll try to look it up and I'll put it on the screen. If I don't, I couldn't find it. But yeah, and if someone likes to do math, they can figure out approximately how many generations this is. Oh, which generation this is, I guess. Within the vivarium of these sun beetles, I also keep springtails as well as isopods, and this is obviously to help out the cleaning the mess, so it's bioactive. And these isopods and springtails, they help up with cleaning with if there's a dead larva, dead beetle, they help clean it up. Of course, you can remove the dead individuals if you see them. I don't see many in my vivariums. I think my isopods and springtails are doing a really good job of cleaning it up, because it's very seldom I see a dead individual in there. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you want to keep these. Not essential, but to avoid having mites and mold and a lot of other nasty stuff growing in there, I would definitely recommend having at least springtails, if not also isopods. And of course, these isopods and springtails also enjoy the food they eat, but they also help out with eating dead beetles and larvae. All right, I think that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoy. And if you want to check out my Instagram, feel free to do that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!